After 30 years in production, the Kawasaki KLR 650 is synonymous with adventure, with exploration, and with freedom. This is the bike that you take to the end of the earth because you know it's going to bring you back. The 651cc single is like a tractor, built for utility rather than thrill. It'll pull steadily and get you where you need to go, but it's docile. You'll have no problem getting up to highway speeds, but will start losing steam as you approach triple digits. The engine does produce some vibration. You get up to about 4,000 RPM and you can really feel it through the seat and the pegs. It's something to be expected from a 650 single. Luckily, it doesn't come through the bars enough to cause any concern for like a long distance ride or anything like that. The clutch is light enough to easily feather power if you really want to creep along. You can almost drop the RPMs to nothing and the KLR will just keep chugging along. The suspension setup is stout enough for some off-road fun, but it also provides a steady ride on the asphalt. It's not performance by any means, but strikes a nice balance between the two worlds this bike was designed for. The 21-inch front wheel and Dunlop K750 tires slow the canyon carving more than anything. The tires are like the suspension, a decent compromise between road and dirt performance, but not exceptional in either situation. But it definitely wasn't enough to wipe the smile from my face. The single disc front brake doesn't give you a lot of initial bite, but it gets the job done. And the rear brake actually is pretty good. I mean, you can lock up the rear real easily and go sliding around in the dirt if you want to do that. There's no fancy electronics on this bike. There's no ABS. So, just be aware of that if you're going to go tooling around. You don't want to lock up the wheel on accident. The seat height is a little tall. It's 35 inches. And, in some circumstances, it's required a little bit of acrobatics for me to swing a leg over, especially with this top case on here. But honestly, once you're rolling, the size issues disappear. The upright position, the seat, and cockpit were all really comfortable for me. I could easily stand on the pegs during runs down dirt roads, and really the 432-pound curb weight carries well. It might get a little tricky in single track, but on the asphalt and easy off-road stuff, the KLR rides great. Another thing, I really like the hand guards that come with this. It has been fantastic to have those in the temperatures we've been riding in, which have been near or just above freezing lately. The windscreen does a great job deflecting air off the chest. You can feel it a little bit on the helmet, but not enough to cause any concern. Instrumentation is simple. You get a tachometer, your speedometer, and a temperature gauge along with a couple indicator lights. But it's also got a generous 6.1 gallon fuel tank. It's going to get you around 45 miles to the gallon is what we were averaging during our tests. The camo colorway was a lot more appealing in person than in pictures, and I really liked the rugged look of the bike, actually. And you really can't beat the as-tested $6,899 price tag. The 2017 model raises its MSRP by $100 too. Still a solid deal for a brand new bike with a 12-month limited warranty. The aftermarket parts catalog for KLR 650s is huge, which means for the price that you would spend on maybe one of the more sophisticated adventure touring bikes out there, you could have a totally decked out brand new KLR 650 that, if you believe the forums and other reviews out there, I mean, these things can go tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal maintenance and just the regular TLC that anybody who cares about their bike is going to give them. So after riding around on the KLR 650 for a while, I gotta say I'm sold on this bike. There is definitely a space in my garage for something like this because it just kind of inspires a sense of adventure, a sense of excitement to get out on the road and see what's on the other side of the mountain, to plan a trip across the continent. For those reasons alone, the KLR 650 is a winner in my book.